Hello, I'm Jason Williams. I'm going to tell you about these spheroid or balloon-shaped, kind of bizarre parasitic isopods attached to brachyuran crab hosts. And this is work I've been doing in collaboration with Chris Boyko at Hofstra University and Takeya MORITAKI at the Toba Aquarium. Before I jump right into the weird balloon-shaped Dajid isopods, I wanted to show you a more typical Dajid morphology. And what you're seeing here are shrimp hosts with Dajid isopods. You can see this one, it's been fixed. It's kind of orange in coloration after fixation. This one is live, showing this yellow coloration. And can't really see segmentation here in this individual, but if you pop these off and look at them up close, here's the anterior end down here. There's the mouth parts. These are piercing mouth parts. They'll pierce through the carapace of the host and feed on the blood of the shrimp in this case. And then down at the anterior end, bunched up all together, are the legs of the female on either side here, and these are used to attach to the host. In this case, shrimp, but they're not all shrimp parasites and Dajids. They have a wider host use than that. The female's body is largely going to become filled with eggs. The males reside on females. They have a more typical isopod form with clear segmentation. And sometimes these are known as backpack isopods for their position and attachment on the carapace of these hosts. But what I'm talking about today is this bizarre genus that we described in 2021 based on samples that were identified by Pedro Castro. He was working on the hosts and alerted us to these very weird parasites attached to the antennules of these crabs. At first, we didn't know what they were at all, whether they were even isopods, because externally you can't see any segmentation. But we were able eventually to figure out that, yes, these are Dajids, create that new genus, reflecting their attachment to the extremities, or in this case, the antennules of hosts. So most recently, we've been working on samples that were collected by a fishing trawler off of Japan. And here you can see crab hosts, both antennules of which are surrounded by these female balloon-shaped isopods. So let's take one of these off of the host. So you can cut this off, the antennule off, and look externally. There you can't see any evidence of segmentation or legs or anything. But if you dissect that parasite open, and I'm highlighting the host antennule here, what you'll see is that internally they have the legs like you would see in the typical backpack Dajid isopods, and mouth parts that pierce the antennule and feed on the blood of the host. The rest of the body eventually becomes filled in pretty much with eggs. And residing within that female are these minute males. Again, fairly extreme sexual dimorphism, with males exhibiting clear segmentation and legs for at least movement around the female. Now, that wasn't the only species that we found associated with crabs. We also found a species in South China Sea, and I don't have much time to go into this one in detail. But we'll point out again, typical morphology here of the peripods surrounding the antennule of the host and feeding on the blood, and males much smaller, exhibiting that sexual dimorphism. But within this female, what we found was very interesting, a hyperparasitic isopod. This is known as a cryptoniscoid, and its morphology is typical of that grouping. But really what I want to show you is that this is most likely an egg predator. of this Dajid isopod. And that's never been reported on before for Dajids, but it's known within the cryptoniscoids. They're known egg predators. So we suspect, although we didn't find evidence of this directly, that this is an egg predator of these Dajids. So unfortunately, I have to wrap up. I want to thank our institutions and open it up to questions. Thanks.